Am I coming in? Is everybody seeing me? I'm gonna apologize right off the bat because I'm still a little bit under the weather from having the plague of a shot show. Speak of the devil. So if I pause to, like, blow my nose or cough or something, I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do about that. But I'm well enough that I really wanted to do a live stream, especially because I've missed the last couple of weeks with SHOT Show and being, like, dying ill and everything. But, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to see everybody. How are you all doing? Also, my voice is a little bit in and out. A little bit. So, the whole, like, super low doodly voice, that would be because of being ill. But anyway, nice to see everybody. Welcome to the 33rd episode of Fate of Destiny live stream. The way I normally run this, for anybody who's new, is I will read the username and then read the comment and or question and respond. Sorry, I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum, but I am ill, so. Nate Schultz says, I like the shirt. For those of you who didn't notice, the arms guide. We got some t-shirts in, which is pretty baller, so let me know if you like them. So I might sell some or something. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do with them just yet, but I like them anyway. Oh, the back. Let me show you. Can you see that? Woo! I can't see what I'm doing. It says tag team, which is pretty rad. I have them in a couple of colors. Personally, anyway, I have them. If we go to sell them, well, it would be up to your feedback what colors, but probably black, maybe gray. I'm thinking also OD green, because I like OD green, and that seems to be a popular color in this community, so that'll probably be good too. I'm really sorry. Ugh. Okay. From where is everybody tuning in, by the way? Obviously, I am from the terrifyingly freezing Wisconsin, surpassed only by the terrifyingly freezing Canada for the present. But, oh man, we had to change our car battery just this past day or so. Not so much fun. Not fun at all, actually. It totally sucked. We had to come in like twice to come warm up. It was awful. But, living in Wisconsin, cold weather, dead batteries, it just kind of happens. Wow, that is delicious. It's strawberry kiwi today, for those who are curious. Destinee instead of the Mio. Not that it really matters, they're all the same to me. Aussie Wombat, yes, Alessia, we authors all need one. Duly noted. I will see what I can do. That should be something I can manage. Cross your fingers for me, but I'll see what I can do. Jesse Vanderhayden, The Dark Side of the Moon, I think. It's cold there, right? I don't know, I've never necessarily felt cold when listening to Pink Floyd, but I've always listened to it, you know, from the warmth of, like, my house or a car or something. I love that album, though. Corey Bojangles, The Bitter Cold Heart of Wisconsin welcomes you home. Dessert. Jofa Beats, -6 this morning. Jeff Pierpont, the Arctic, which is Tennessee, by the way the weather is acting. Ew, if the Arctic is in Tennessee, what is in Wisconsin? Ooh, shoot, I don't have my iPad on me, so I can't tell you what the temperature is. Oh, I have the internet right in front of me. I could totally look it up. Silly me. But it's... I can tell you offhand, you know, subjectively, that it's really freaking cold, and I don't like it. Alright, right now it is technically -5, but with the wind chill it feels like -23. Gross! do not like. Oh, I see Wombat, 100 degrees Fahrenheit today in Canberra, swimming this afternoon. Yeah, well, that's what I have to say to that, because I am super mature. Oh, Scott has an excellent question here. What's your opinion on the SIG P320 compared to other striker-fired guns? Let me temper my response, or I guess give a disclaimer right off the bat. I have not shot the SIG P320. I've only seen it, handled it, dry-fired it, which is, you know, really not the same. It's only like half of what would be important information for me to be able to answer that fully. So, disclaimer aside, I'm interested in it. I'm excited that it's now an option. I like the idea of having a striker-fired SIG because I love SIG pistols. I love the way they're constructed. I love how well I handled them. But I don't know that their striker fire is any better or worse than any other striker fire design out there. So I guess I am optimistic and looking forward to seeing how it performs. But without having an actual range review in front of me, you know, your guess is probably as good as mine. I like the ergos of SIGs, but pardon me. Sorry. Okay. Nick Leonard finally made a live stream from Northeast Pennsylvania. -3 degrees here. Oh, if anybody is new, let me know. If this is your first or second, or you just feel like it's your first live stream, say something and we'll all say hello to you, because I like to be welcoming. Nate Schultz. I have a Yuko RPK available for trade for a certain P226 Platinum Elite. Just saying. Dude, my dad always laughs every time you say that. But I think he's pretty well in love with his SIG P226 Platinum Elite. With good reason. That pistol is freaking awesome. Peter Duffy. You will get Dead of Destiny sick. So I totally did. He got sick, but then he got better. And I'm sitting here and I'm still sick. How lame is that? I have the immune system of like a 90-year-old cancer patient. It's awful. And I only have myself to blame because I don't take care of myself. It's ironic because I know really well how to be doing that because, you know, I'm pre-med and everything. I have a great idea of the things I should be doing, like having a regular sleep schedule with at least like 6 hours of sleep a night. And I do get vitamins, which is, I guess, part of the battle, but I don't eat regular meals. Sometimes I forget to eat entirely, which is why I get chubby, because I will forget to eat and then I'll skip meals and then I'll get really, really, really hungry, like, holy crud, I haven't eaten all day, what is wrong? Oh, I haven't eaten all day, that's what's wrong with me. So then I'll eat too much, and that gives you a spike in your blood sugar, and if I were to keep going on in the way that I'm going on, I could totally give myself type 2 diabetes, which should be a pretty big scare for me, but, I don't know, I guess I'm maybe exaggerating a little bit, but with being sick, I've had no appetite. I've just kind of been, between the cold and being ill, I've been like hiding under blankets, like, please world, stop, just pause, can you just wait, I'm not ready, I can't handle real life. And Nate Schultz says, Des, start eating boogers, you'll get that immune system in tip-top shape after only a few more illnesses. Ew. Gross. Tony Silvera, hey Des, how about the M&P Pro and 9mm? I've not shot it. Sorry. So I don't have an opinion. 2 seconds. Alright. Randy advises to stay away from sick people. I can't stay away from myself. It's hard not getting sick and going out to SHOT Show. Like, I think the first time I got home and I was okay. I may have had like a sore throat, but that's almost completely impossible to avoid because you talk all day long for like from 8 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. And, you know, if you're already in like some kind of sales position or something where that's what you do normally, you just talk all day long with people, then maybe you're better prepared, but that's not what I do. I mean, I used to work retail, I used to work food service, so I've been in positions where I've had to talk a lot, but especially when I worked retail, which, by the way, totally not cool. Hated it. It was awful. But, either way, apart from my tangent, I'm not used to having to talk to people all day long, which is crazy. So, sore throat's unavoidable, but getting sick is just short of unavoidable. Yankee Marshall. I made sure to have my flu shot at least 3 weeks before shot, and I stayed healthy. Yeah! Go Yankee! See, it's not impossible, it's just a little tricky. You definitely gotta prepare. I did have Peter Duffy. Is it coincidence that Big Hoss is sick as well? Well, no more coincidence than the fact that he was at shot at the same time I was at shot. But there are like 80 million people who went to shot who are currently sick with some version of flu-like crud. I know a whole lot of people who came back ill with one flu bug or another. Not so much fun. Oh, there was a comment I wanted to respond to, and it just, like, ran away from me. Oh, Cody, Des, do you have a favorite everyday carry light? I have a Surefire G2X Pro. Just wondering if there may be something better. I'm really fond of Elzetta's, personally. I've used Elzetta's and comparable, in size-wise anyway, Surefires, and I end up leaning towards the Elzetta lights. So I generally carry an E2D Defender, although, actually, give me 2 seconds. I have this bad boy. This is their Charlie ABS head, which is their high output head. Because Elzetta's are interchangeable, they're super customizable, and they don't have like a standardized, like a Surefire has the E2D Defender, you know? Well, Elzetta doesn't quite do that because you can make your own options. But the body type is the 3-cell Charlie, and then the head is the high output, so it gets 900 lumens on high output, 30 lumens on low output. I like this guy too. I like this guy a whole lot. It's a little bit big to fit in some of my pants pockets, so it ends up that I put it into like my purse or my book bag or my coat pocket or my jacket pocket or whatever, so that seems to work out for me pretty well. But if I don't carry this, I carry the 2-cell version, which is still pretty rad. The 2-cell, instead of having 900 lumens, it's, I think, 650 lumens on high power and then 15 on low power. And the battery life is only a little bit shorter. Nate Schultz. Today I learned that I must have eaten a lot of boogers as a young lad, since I did not catch the shot sickness. TMI, bro. TMI. I am glad you didn't get sick, though, because, like I said, it's totally easy to do. Especially when you have, like, 0 sleep schedule and you don't know how to feed yourself like a normal person. Bradley. What was your biggest thrill at shot, aside from the praise from Rob? Oh, man, aside from the praise from Rob Leatham, gosh, that was pretty thrilling. For those who didn't see the video, I went and I shot the Range Officer 1911 isn't new for Springfield, but what is new this year is that they released it in 9mm. So, of course, I had to try it out, because I totally love their 1911 and 45, their Range Officer. And I ended up shooting really well with it. I managed to get headshots with the whole magazine. And then Rob Leatham comes up to me and he's all, praising me and telling me I was an awesome shot. And so then the pressure was really on, and I was so intimidated, like, oh, holy cow, the Rob Leatham says that I shoot really well. Don't screw up the second magazine. Don't screw up the second magazine. But I managed not to screw up the second magazine, so that was cool. Sorry. Cody, that's kind of cool. I may just have to look into them, Des. Well, if you want some more information, I did a review on this guy on thearmsguide.com, so there's a full, thorough evaluation of my experience with it. And then I did a review on the standard output as opposed to the high output 2-cell on thebangswitch.com. So you can check both of those out for some feedback if that's what, if you want. Geez. Greatest thrill. Oh, you know what was pretty cool? Was I got to meet a ton of awesome people. Like, SHOT Show, that's one of the biggest, probably the biggest thing about it that you'll hear from a lot of people, is that it's the people that you meet that really make the show for you. I mean, definitely the gear is cool. I drool over new guns just as much as you guys. But getting to meet people, especially YouTubers who I follow, or just other, like, people that I look up to in the industry, is like Rob Leatham or Julie Golub. It's really neat to... Ooh, or Travis Tomasi. It's awesome getting to meet them in person and interact with them and be like, oh my gosh, you're like a real person like me. You don't just exist on the internet. So I got to meet this year Cutlery Lover, which is cool because he was some of the inspiration for me to start making a YouTube channel, because I just loved how in his videos he does whatever he feels like, whether or not he gets criticism, or regardless of how much criticism he gets. He just does his own thing, and he speaks to the camera. He has such a natural manner of conversing at this little lens, this little like piece of plastic and glass, that I really admired, and it's something that I wanted to... It's something for which I have striven in my own videos, learning how to be personable, be myself on camera. And so that was neat getting to... I just like randomly bumped into him. We both happened to be getting Chipotle at the same time, which was kind of funny. And I met Yankee Marshall, which was awesome and hilarious, as anticipated. Let's see, who else did I meet this year? Just also getting to reconnect with people who the only time I get to see them is during SHOT Show. That's also something I really enjoy. Like the guys from Iraq Veteran 8888, which I see them sometimes in between SHOT, but it's still always nice to spend time chatting with them. Oh, I started Instagramming, which is kind of new for me, because the guys from the Talking Lead podcast, I've done a couple videos with them before. Oh gosh, they are such a hoot, by the way. Left-handed Zeke, they kill me, I love them. I was chatting with them, and they were schooling me on Instagram. They're like, hey, you have an Instagram account, but you haven't posted in like 72 weeks. And so then I felt bad. And honestly, I'm a little bit slow to get to meet... Sorry, I'm a little bit slow to get into the new social media waves. Like, it took me a little while to kind of get the hang of Facebook. It took me a little while. I'm still a little bit slow on the Twitter sphere, but they gave me such a hard time about it, I started Instagramming. So, if you have an Instagram, follow me. It's at FateofDestinee. I'm posting regularly now, so I actually am a member of that little community, and it's fun now that I'm getting into it, and now that it's less like scary new world type thing. Oh, sorry. Ooh, Nate has a great comment here. Nate Schultz, Dest. Personally speaking, I thought it was pretty cool that Mr. Colin Noir stopped his video interview to stop you and say, Destiny, hey, I haven't met you in person yet. Dude, yeah, that was awesome. I've been trying to meet up with Colin Noir for, like, ages. I did a video with him, I want to say, getting close to a year ago now, I think, is when it was, on Hoplophobia, which was wonderful. It was a great experience. I loved working with him, but we did the work, even though it was a collaboration, we did the work together online. So I didn't, like, physically meet him. I've talked to him on the phone. Really cool dude. Very intelligent. Very, very intelligent and well-spoken. But it was awesome to finally be able to connect in person. And I even interrupted his interview, which I felt bad for, but he's like, no, this is cool. I'm like, oh, well, alright. So that was sweet. I didn't, though. I'm totally jealous, speaking of Nate, totally jealous. He got to meet Gunny, and he got to meet Ted Nugent, and even though I've been to 3 SHOT shows, I have yet to meet either of them, and they've totally been to every SHOT show I've been to. But one day... Pardon me, I need a drink real quick. Oh, this water juice is super tasty. That's what I call it, water juice, because it tastes like juice even though it's water. That's how I trick myself into drinking water. Matt Grady, man, my comment got buried fast. Hope she sees it. Okay, now I'm gonna look for it. I'm searching. Bro, you may want to just post that one again, because that looks awfully buried. Oh, here it is, here it is. Take it back. Matt Grady. Hey, Des, what do you think about the chance that California may be, unfortunately, completely banning airsoft guns due to the fact that they look like real guns? I.e., they have to be clear and in bright colors. That's the law. That's a great question. I do feel, I mean, I've read articles and seen videos where it's so tragic when an officer or someone makes a mistake seeing airsoft and is threatened by it. And I definitely see that it's a difficult position to be in if you're, an outsider, you're this objective third-person perspective, and you see somebody with a realistic-looking firearm point at someone else. But I guess what I would hope is that there would be people, law enforcement individuals who are confronted with these situations would have the training, or would be able to get the training to identify the situation and go, okay, these are, kids playing. I do think that it seems a little extreme. From my personal opinion, this is just, my own feelings. It seems a little extreme to ban airsoft guns completely. I think it would help as far as those first glances go, to have bright colors and make it look more toy-like. But on the other side, I've played airsoft, and it's more enjoyable from that perspective, or from the player's perspective, to have gear that not just more enjoyable, but it's more practical for your own training, especially if you're going to do force-on-force training, which is so hard to get on your own. You can't just, well, I'm rambling. Anyway, I'll sum it up. Do I know what the right suggestion is? No, I don't. But I'd like to think that there's some sort of compromise that can be found for Californians who want to train with their airsoft guns, and for the kids who buy them, who, I grew up, a lot of my friends in high school were huge on airsoft, and it just made it cooler to have airsoft gear that more closely resembled the real stuff. And then from a training perspective, it makes more sense. The closer that you can approximate your gear, the more effective your training can be when you're doing, basically a dry or safe fire simunition-like equivalent. So if it comes down to it that there are enough people behind the decision that they should all look like toys, well, then perhaps that's better than not having it. I'm just glad to say that I'm not a Californian and I don't have to deal with it. Give me a second. Oh man, seriously, this being sick stuff is so annoying. I hate it. I feel like I'm constantly behind and trying to play catch up. Oh, and trying to work out? Forget about it. Okay, let me find another question here. Nate Schultz. As someone who works in law enforcement, we get quite a few calls with, quote, guys running around with machine guns trying to shoot each other, end quote. See, my thought is if that's the situation, and you can, you're an observer of guys running around trying to shoot each other, and you hear no report of gunfire, and you can see them engaging in, a paintball-like gameplay scenario, then I would hope you would have the discretion to realize, oh, this is not a real gun, there's not a real threat. But what do you guys think? Alex the Wizard, do you have the cold that's been going around? I have the SHOT Show plague. I'm dying. Okay, not really dying. I'm exaggerating. I'm a really big baby about being sick. There's this YouTube video that I get a huge kick out of. You should YouTube it sometime. It's called Man Cold. And I can't remember the actor's name, but if you've seen Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, not Simon Pegg, but his counterpart, the brunette guy. He's in this YouTube video. And just watch it, because basically that's me when I get sick. Only I'm a chick. Eric Kamichik, I rewatched the Elzetta video again, and I laughed again. It's at least one of your top 10 best videos. Well, thank you. It is one of my favorites. One of the things that I keep integrating into my channel is making videos that are fun for me. So sometimes that means pulling in Batman, like I did for the Elzetta video, which, by the way, was one of the most fun videos ever. Even though part of it we made during, like, negative 14-degree weather, which, that part of it wasn't so much fun. It was funny because I went to go do something with the flashlight on camera, but my fingers were so numb I couldn't feel the light, so I ended up scrapping that part of the video, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, Jesse Vanderhayden. What's your take on the new Emerson-designed Kershaw and zero tolerance knives? I'm really excited about them, honestly. I think that it's awesome to have a budget option for Emerson design blades, because this guy is one of my favorite knives, but it is expensive, man. This thing was like, I don't know, $275. I know most people, maybe not most people, a lot of people, how about that? A lot of people are not willing to spend $275 on a pocket knife that they're just going to beat the heck out of, opening boxes and opening their mail and cleaning their fingernails or whatever. It's not worth it to them. So for those people who aren't willing to invest that kind of money into a great, a well-designed blade, the ZT knives and the Kershaw knives that are designed by Emerson, awesome. They're way more affordable. And I think it brings his, Ernie Emerson's grand designs, it just makes them a lot more available, and that's totally cool. Yeah, that's about all I had to say on that. I do still love Emerson knives, and will probably still buy Emerson blades, because I'm willing to pay money for quality, which is why I have more expensive, well, that's why I have a $200 light instead of a $15 light. And why I have an Emerson blade instead of, like, a buck knife or something. It's not that I feel that those knives don't serve their place. I definitely do. Cheap gear, if you just need something that's going to shine a light, that's all you care about, you just need something that's going to be sharp and cut something when you need it, then maybe you don't need a $200 knife, and maybe the $50 knife is all you need. So if that's the case, those Emerson Kershaws might be a really awesome option for you. Edwin, hey Destinee, I love the reaction on Rob Letham's face when you started shooting that new Springfield 1911. LMAO! Yeah, that was totally the highlight of the whole trip for me. I had some really awesome moments, making videos, meeting people, having fun, just hanging out after the show at dinner and stuff, but that was still, like, the top. That was really hard to beat, having, like, the Michael Jordan of the shooting sports commend me for my shooting ability. That was, was pretty darn awesome. Alex Von Fossen, I've been looking at the Benchmade Triage knife. Any thoughts? Yes! I totally wrote a review for that knife on the loadoutroom.com. So go to loadoutroom.com and look up Benchmade Triage or Benchmade 915. Either way, you'll find it. I definitely am a fan of that knife. I often EDC that blade. One of the things I like about it is that it has the steel is environmental resistant, so if you get it wet, it's going to resist corrosion better. And it's still strong, good quality for everyday use, but that modified sheep's foot blade is great for the exact survival purposes that it's supposed to serve. And I've used the hook blade on it multiple times. I think that one's 440C, which is still great quality steel. And then it has the glass breaker, which is a nice feature. But yeah, I would totally look into it. Oh, see, Wombat. Aurora, you need Dessa's Smith & Wesson 500. There's a handgun that would handle bears. Yes, that thing is fierce. And oh my goodness, I enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to shoot. For shiz. No, I'm not knocking rifles. I mean, clearly, something that's going to take down whatever you need to get the job done, I'm not going to be knocking, but the 500 is a lot of fun. And if you did need it for bear hunting, that would be the only time I could see it having a practical use. Okay, let me look through some comments again here. Thor to Shane, hey, since my car didn't start and I couldn't work, I made it today. Well, I'm not happy to hear your circumstances. I was totally in the whole car not starting situation a couple days ago, which is why we had to replace the battery. But I'm glad you're here. Okay. Oh, there were a couple of comments. Here's one from Bigfoot80. Destiny, I loved watching John Fitson give you your knife. Did you get your call from Fletcher? No, I haven't gotten a call, but I do think that what you sent me is there, but I have not left the house except to go and get a new battery for the car, because I've been so sick. Okay, for those of you who didn't see, John Fitson, who has the YouTube channel Fitson Knives, at SHOT Show had me pop down. I visited his booth, or the booth at which he was staying, and he gave me a knife. So, here is the knife, and I will let you guys let me know what you think about it. So, Tonto, blade shape, the handle is aluminum, and the blade is ATS-34, which is pretty decent. It's like a step down from 154 cm, which, the Emerson I showed earlier, this is 154 cm. A lot of Benchmades too, especially in the like $90 to $120 range, thereabouts, are 154 cm usually. So the thing about this knife is that it has an interchangeable blade. So if you've noticed in the case, or in the sheath, there is this Allen key. This Allen key, you can unscrew and remove this blade. And there is a replacement blade here, which is currently attached with the lanyard, so I'm not going to pull that all the way out, but it's there. What do you guys think of it? The handle's light, but, you know, it's aluminum, so that's not surprising. There we go. Oh, and if you haven't seen that video, I totally recommend stopping by and checking it out, because it's good for some laughs, for sure. It's very silly. He embarrassed me. He made me blush. How about that? It was pretty funny. Charger 8924. Wow. Now that's a knife. David Morris. Honestly, it looks a bit chunky. Yeah, it's not something I would EDC. Just right off the bat. I mean, I don't really EDC any fixed blades to begin with, especially considering my, the fact that I wear girl pants. Shot of Clay says, looks pretty lightweight. Love it. Sweet. Al Luck. Cool knife, but personally I think the handle could be thinner. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Aurora Alyssa, sorry. I've been grizzly bear hunting once. When I was cleaning and processing, I saw a bullet healed over in tissue, lol. I wondered what happened to the guy who shot it with a handgun round in self-defense. Yeah, gosh, I would hope that he would have made it. I would have wondered the same thing if I had encountered that. Thanks for being understanding of me being under the weather, guys. I appreciate it. Yankee Marshall. I think I'm mad that no one gave me a free knife. You just gotta talk to the right people, Yankee. Honestly, it's more, me being persistent more than anything else, if ever somebody gives me something for free. Randy, Fitson is a character. Yes. I'm just gonna say that. Alex von Fossen. Yankee, do you have a Batman knife? He does have a Batman knife, and I'm totes jealous of it. Thomas Armstrong says, looks like a good strong tack knife. Joe Beats new leg shaving vid coming up, Des? Well, you'll just have to stay tuned. Edwin, I need to do my homework with the different steel types. I do have an introductory video on blade steel. I think I called it Steel Chemistry. So if you go to my YouTube channel and search in my YouTube vids for steel chemistry, you'll come up with it. Alex the Wizard, I'm getting over the same thing myself. I understand being Let me try that again in English. See what it does? It scrambles my brain. I'm getting over the same thing myself. I understand being under the weather. We're in a club. The, like, sicky club. Yeah! And Todd Wygrid, I have a Batman knife too! Everybody has a Batman knife but me! Sad face. Super jealous. I'm gonna have to get a Batman knife. The only Batman knife that I found was actually pretty darn cool, honestly. Double-bladed. But the steel on it was awful, so I had a hard time, like, justifying making the purchase. But the geek side of me that just loves the fact that it even exists was like, Destiny, you wouldn't use it anyway because you'd want to keep it nice. Duh. And then the more practical side was like, but you wouldn't use it. So why would you get it? So I'm at war with myself on that one. Honestly, probably the impractical side is going to win out eventually, but la 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 la. I'm not listening to you, impractical side. Scott Messino, Batman doesn't even have a knife. Yeah, but it would look cool. Plus, he has throwing stars, so that's kind of close. Alex the Wizard, I'd have bought it and replaced the blades. That is a really good idea. You're just making it harder for me to not spend my money. Thanks, Alex. Jeez. Dude, seriously though, that is a really awesome idea. I might have to do that. Lena Kasane, not me, but I do have a Bat Shuriken. See? See? That's what I'm talking about. Randy, buy it for a wall hanger. Yeah, I'd probably put it on my desk, because I have a lot of little things like that I like to clutter up, with which I like to clutter up my desk. Alex the Wizard says, sorry. It's cool, really. Aussie Wombat, I'd have thought a Batarang would be better. I want one of those too. Don't worry. Thor to Shane. Hey, suggestion for next year's SHOT Show. More collaboration and cooperation with other YouTubers to cover as much as possible and minimize repeats. Assign booths and share questions. Wow. If I had some sort of like YouTube team, that might be something to pitch. Edwin, got myself the Cold Steel Espada. I don't even want to touch it, LOL. Yeah, I totally understand that. I have a lot of Cold Steel stuff, though. One of the things I like about my Cold Steels is that they take a lot of abuse. So I abuse them a lot. Alex the Wizard. 80s style Batarang or the more recent design? Both. Thor to Shane. I got cut off. I got where you were going. It's good enough. Okay, I'm reading through Alex von Fossen. Ha! Batman! Lena Kasane. I would love to get a Klingon knife replica. That would be cool. Although, admittedly, I'm not as big into Star Trek as I am into some other fandoms, like Doctor Who or Firefly or Batman, obviously. Nate Schultz, LOL at Sicky Club. So what the cool people are doing, you don't know. Charger 8924. Nobody cared who I was till I put on the mask. Dude, that actor's voice, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Love it. I mean, obviously, I know it goes through effects and everything, but still, that was fabulous. I thought he was really well cast. My own opinion, for whatever it's worth. Okay, I'm looking through comments here so I can address some more recent ones. FateofDestinee, you should say well loved. To not use them would be offensive. Well, I mean, they stand up to it, so I don't know. It's kind of some tough love if that's how you're gonna, if that's how you want to look at it. Let me try that again. William Prophet, enjoyed your video on the Remington R51. I'm curious, size-wise, how large is it? Honestly, I don't have the stats remembered, like, off the top of my head, but I can remember just about, like, subjectively, perspective-wise, it was like, yeah, yay big. I would say, like, from memory, it's on par with, like, the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield or the XDS9. Might be a little bit slimmer or a little bit more slender overall than the XDS9. But, again, this is a subjective memory thing. Ooh, William Prophet, smaller than a PPK? Definitely lighter than a PPK, but size-wise, pretty similar, pretty comparable anyway. That thing is really light, though. I would go watch the video again, so I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But, Randy, that R51 is awful ugly. I do think it looks pretty wonky, but I love the design influences that went into it. Everything that the rep was talking to me about, the design elements of how it's constructed, does make sense that it would be very low recoiling. It would be very accurate, which is great for a little, concealed carry gun, I would think. But I haven't shot it because I didn't have it at Media Day, or Industry Day at the range is what they call it this year. Vincent Marinucci. At least I hope that's pronouncing your name right. If it's not, I'm really sorry. Took my daughter shooting today. She's 18. She loved her third time shooting. Yay! That's awesome! Way to share the love. Yankee Marshall. More like a P232, I would say. Andrew, I think it looks wicked. It reminds me of like a... You could tell it's blowback by just... Well, I could anyway by looking at it. So that reminded me of like the CZ82 and like the little Walther PP series pistols, which is a cool like reference. I mean, hello, James Bond gun. That's awesome. But I don't know. I think it's a little wonky. I haven't decided whether or not I like it or I don't like it. But that doesn't really matter to me. Even if I think it's ugly, if it does what I need it to do for concealed carry really effectively, don't care. Thomas Armstrong. Wonky? Weird, odd, bizarre, abnormal, surprising, strange. All of that into one little ball. Cody, I gotta take off, y'all. Have a good one and stay warm. Oh, thank you. So far, I'm staying warm. Actually, I have my, like, super warm, thick hoodie right next to me. It's pretend fur-lined so that I can stay warm. Just in case I started getting cold. But so far, so good. Nate Schultz. Who is going to watch the State of the Union address tonight? I don't know. Honestly, I haven't decided. What I'll likely do is not watch it tonight and then watch the YouTube video of it maybe sometime tomorrow. But I have stuff that I've got to do for tonight, so I haven't made that a priority. David Morris. Nate, reading about it later will be better for my blood pressure. Bradley, I need it to warm up. I have too many new guns to try out. Know that feel. Bigfoot 80, Dest, I noticed the girl in the Beretta booth was uncomfortable talking about the Pico. Are you going to review one? The big thing with her is she really knew the product. Like, I was talking to her before we started rolling the camera. Very solid, understands it very well, which you would expect. I mean, she's the product manager for Beretta's polymer pistols, so that makes sense. I mean, but, oh man, some people just get really, really nervous on camera, and I really can't give them too hard a time about that, because just look at my videos, like, even 2 years ago, you can tell I'm still very visibly nervous. So I guess what I'm saying is give her a little slack. She knows what she's talking about. She just didn't want to be on camera. Actually, what was funny is I went to the Beretta booth asking for a little video because I had so many of you guys ask me specifically to get video on the Pico. So following that direction, I was trying to get somebody to talk to me on camera about it. And I think they passed me off to like 4 different like representatives before I finally got the product manager, who was like, okay, I'll do the video. And she appreciated that I was stopping by and that I was making a video, but oh, she did not want to be on camera. And I felt bad because, you know, you could tell she felt uncomfortable about it. But if I can get a hold of it, it's something I would totally consider doing a review on, but I don't have one right now. I don't have access to one at the moment, so it's not like in my schedule of things I'm planning to review, but I'm not opposed to it. Vincent Marinucci, what did you think of the Glock 42? I just ordered one. Actually, how do I say this? I think that there is going to be a really big demand for them once people get out there and start shooting more. I've heard some people like absolutely hating it and absolutely loving it. I'm not in either of those categories personally, but I can see where it would fit a great niche. If you guys remember, not terribly long ago, I did a video on the Remington, the L380, or is it LC380? I think it's the LC380. But it's the 380 pistol based. It is the LC380 because they took the LC9 frame and they made the pistol, they chambered it in 380, put in a dual recoil spring. So very gentle, recoiling, really easy to manage. And I was really excited about that, especially for newer shooters or smaller frame shooters to get introduced to the shooting sport. I love that option. And I think that the Glock 42 is gonna fulfill that same kind of role that the LC380 has that potential to fill. Where it's slim and great size for concealed carry, and it's very manageable as far as recoil goes for so newer shooters or recoil-sensitive shooters, or even just people who are looking for a backup gun, I think are really going to find something they like in the Glock 42. Personally, I'm waiting for them to come out with a 9mm, which I did hear somebody saying that they were going to come out with, somebody at the Glock booth say that the 380 is just a step and that they are planning to release a 9mm down the road. But I'll be more excited when they do have the 9mm option, just because that's a caliber I prefer. But that doesn't mean that I think the G42 should be discounted just because it is in 380. I still think it's going to be viable, or have a viable market for concealed carry especially. I was a little bit long-winded, I'm sorry. Okay. Mark Rorig, I would love to get a James Bond gun if I could afford one. That would be awesome. Yes, definitely. OMG. What I'd really love, like, just, oh, it would be phenomenal, would be to get an actual war era PPK. How banging would that be? Seriously? Oh, but they're rare and very expensive and very difficult to get a hold of, especially because with was it can't remember what year it was, but in the 60s they released, I'm sorry, I'm still really out of it. Actually, I wrote an article on the Arms Guide. If you look at the article on Guns and Movies, the PPK, there was an import law in the 60s, the late 60s, that decreed, it changed what guns you could import into the U.S. And so the PPK didn't have enough components of it. It fell 1 point short of the limit for legal import. So what they did was they changed, basically they just changed the slide, made it a tiny bit longer, and that's the PPK-S. So most times if you want to get a hold of a PPK, you're getting a PPK-S in the States. But the collector, the history buff in me, I really would love the original, like, wartime era PPK. That in, like, 32. That would be glorious. But the chances of me actually getting a hold of that... Okay, I'm reading through, getting caught back up again. Sorry. David Morris says, gotta run. Ethan, my 4-year-old, says bye. Bye, Ethan. Bye, David. Alex the Wizard, you're thinking Ruger. Did I not say Ruger? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I meant Ruger LC380. Whatever I said before, discount it and replace Ruger LC380. That's what you get working sick. Scott Messino. Pico needs to make a chewing tobacco. They could call it Pico Chew. Oh, and boom goes the dynamite. I see what you did there. Okay. Tommy Watt says, I got my concealed carry on the weekend. Yay! That's awesome, Tommy. Congratulations. Randy, I bet they will release the 9mm Glock next year and the 40 the year after. It's all marketing. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I did hear somebody saying that they were planning to release a 9mm. So I do know that there is a demand for a single stack 9 from Glock. I mean, gosh, I can't even tell you how many videos of mine that I've had people leave comments. Every time you go to, every time I go to shop, make sure you talk to Glad, ask them for a single stack 9. And plus, everybody's got one right now, so it would be silly, in my opinion, it would be silly for them marketing-wise not to kind of jump on that bandwagon if they have the means to do so, which, they're Glock, so I would think so. But I don't get paid the big bucks for that, so if they are indeed planning it and it's not just a rumor, I can imagine that it would be a real big win for them. I mean, you already have the XDS9, you have the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, you have the Carr CM9, the PM9, you've got the Diamondback DB9. Gosh, there are probably like 5 others just off the top of my head. Thor to Shane, I could never remember the difference between the PPK and the PP. It's basically size. The PP pistols were the original, and the German soldiers loved them, German civilians loved them, very accurate little pistol. Not surprising considering their blowback, have a fixed barrel. And there was a demand coming up, or that grew as a result of the PP success for a scaled down or a concealed carry version of the PP pistols. And so they made the PPK, which is like the Colt Detective Special Revolver, where they made the barrel shorter. It's basically a similar thing, where the PPK was for a police, or in response to the police requests for a concealable version of the PP pistol. Check the article that I wrote on the Arms Guide. That'll do a better job of saying the words that I don't have right now because I'm sick. Yeah, thank you, Lena Kasane. That would be the Gun Control Act of 1960A. Needs to go. And the NFA. That's what I was talking about. Randy and Alex are telling me, you said Remington. My bad, I'm sorry, I meant Ruger. I did a review on the gun. I know what I'm talking about. I'm just sick. Sorry. Thanks for being understanding. Mike Stefan, or Stefan, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. My grandfather bought back a PPK in '32 from World War II. We found the customs papers, but never found the gun. Oh, heartbreak. Mark Rorig, I'm talking the P99, the Walther one that Craig carried throughout 2 of the Bond movies. Ugh. Sorry, excuse me. I've only seen one of the Daniel Craig Bond movies, because I prefer Sean Connery. So I've watched a lot more of the Sean Connery Bond movies than I have Daniel Craig. I like what Craig does with Bond, or at least I did for Casino Royale, which is the only one I've seen. But he's not as, like, smooth and suave and debonair. He's more like the brawler, where he's definitely, you know, badass, but it's not the same kind of suavite that I associate with the Bond icon. So I don't like him as much. Not quite. I mean, like, there's Sean Connery, and then there's, like, Craig. Chris Miller, hey, sorry I'm late. I missed you at SHOT. Oh, darn! I totally would have said hello. Don't worry about being late. That's why I host the chat for an hour and a half, just to try to be a little bit more accommodating for people who have crazy schedules. Because, I mean, I have a hard enough time making the Tuesday commitment, and I'm the one who hosts it, you know? So I can't really give anybody a hard time about having crazy work schedules or sleep schedules or being in a different time zone, for example. So don't worry about it. Ooh, Scott Messino says, has anybody seen those new RIP bullets? I have seen them. I guess I'd like to see how they handle, personally, before I give any kind of evaluation. They look interesting. They're, you know, eye-catching. What do you guys think? Alex the Wizard, he only carried it in the one Bond movie. He moved to the PPK in the last 2 he was in. Oh. So I maybe have seen the P99, and I saw Casino Royale when it came out in theaters, and I haven't seen it since then, so I don't remember off the top of my head what guns were in it. I would assume the PPK was there. It made an appearance simply because it's a Bond movie, but Yankee Marshall, Sean Connery is James Bond. Yes. Yes. This is the truth. Thomas Armstrong, Bond rules. Yeah, he is one of my favorite action heroes, like, of ever. Ever. Randy, how about Roger Moore? Nah. He didn't have it. It's just not the stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he was a bad Bond, so people who are really into Roger Moore's Bond, hey, that's cool, you do you. I'm all about the Sean Connery Bond. That's where I am. Ooh, this is a really wonderful way of saying it. Alex the Wizard says, Craig is the sledgehammer, where Connery is the stiletto. Yes. that is a fun way of putting it. Oh, Eric Kamichik says, I like the Timothy Dalton ones because he's closer to the Ian Fleming's, the Bond from Ian Fleming's books. You know, I should be ashamed to admit this because I'm such a big reader, but I haven't actually read Ian Fleming's books yet. I should go buy those. Put them on my Nook. That'd be excellent. Spaceman Brown. I'll be excited when Glock makes a compact 10mm or 45. I don't know, what is it? The 30S is pretty compact. Joffy Beats, heading out, boss. I'm going to torture myself and watch Obama lie to me. Have fun. Al Luck. R.I.P. Bullets. The gun haters are gonna love them. I did have that thought. Just because they have that aggressive look, that folks who don't know any better are probably going to be, are likely to be inclined to look at that and go, oh man, it's a cop killer, or whatever. But, you know, there's some degree that's gonna happen regardless. I can see it, though, having a gimmicky kind of, or leaving a gimmicky kind of impression, though, because the look is so striking. But, you know, I'm not saying that that's a judgment on it. Jeff Pierpont, for me, it's a tie between Sean Connery and Roger Moore. Pierce Brosnan is a close third. Ooh. I'll give Pierce as a third, but I would give Pierce and Roger Moore more of a tie. In my own personal opinion, again, don't hate me. Matt Grady, yeah, they do look interesting, referring to those RIP rounds. I will wait to see how they do in tests by people like Mac and the others. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Actually, it's 8:02, according to my little clock over here. That means it's time for the FOD Blitz. For those of you guys who haven't done the FOD Blitz before, what I like to do is visit another YouTuber's channel, and usually it's a smaller channel than mine, but not always. Sometimes it's a bigger channel. But they're always channels that either they're friends of mine or they're people who have really helped and supported my channel and helped me get to the point that I am on YouTube. And so out of appreciation and just out of an enjoyment for their content, what I like to do is have us go as a team and visit their video, visit one video from a particular YouTube user and just bomb their comment section with well, whatever you guys feel like posting. Usually something to do with FOD Blitz, or you can say FOD sent me, or I'm here for the FateofDestinee Blitz, or some derivation thereof. But a lot of times people take the opportunity to go and do something silly or creative or fun or epic or whatever. A lot of the fun ones have been spins on movie quotes or song lyrics or fun stuff like that. Or sometimes there are haikus or just plain silly, awkward things. And whatever your comments are, I will read them. So whatever silly things you come up with to say, those are the silly things that I'm going to be reading. And hands down, the most, like, awkward for me to read was a comment from one of our one of my Czech friends, who wrote something. I'm guessing it was in Czech. I don't know. But I had no clue whatsoever what I was reading, and I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation, like, horribly. It was probably like a crime against linguistics, but I promised that I would read these, so I read it, and he got a laugh out of it, which is all I really care about anyway. But my goal with this whole movement of doing the FOD Blitz is that it just spreads a little bit of love to other YouTube channels and encourages a community of interaction, and that's something that's important to me. Because, you know, we're all ultimately have the same goals in mind, is to hang on to our gun rights and expand them if possible. So I like spreading a little YouTube love. Without further ado, this YouTube channel is one that I actually met in person for the first time at SHOT Show this year, so I thought it was appropriate that we gave them a little visit with the FOD Blitz. The channel, some of you may or may not have heard of them, is Hank Strange. And the video is one that he posted today, IWI Tavor Bullpup Rifle 9mm Conversion Kit, How to Install by Hank Strange. And I will actually go ahead and, here's the YouTube user. And I will give you the video title. If I can. Here we go. So that you guys can go and find it at your convenience. Here we go. Did that work? Please tell me. Yeah! Okay. So if you guys want to head over to that particular video by Hank Strange, I'm going to wait, answer a couple of comments, and chat at you for a few minutes. And then we'll go over to Hank's video, and I will read your comments. So, go, go, go! But I get a huge kick out of Hank and his wife Lola. They're both just awesome people. Really, really nice. Down to earth, and they have as much fun with their videos as I have with mine. So I guess that's something that I appreciate about their channel. Also, Hank does all the music for his videos, which I think is awesome. Because I love creating music for my videos. I don't always do it, not these days, because of the time that it takes me. All my projects take me like, oftentimes I'll spend 20 hours in a video. It's not unheard of for me. And so if I'm putting music into it, it might take me just as long just to make a music piece that fits the video. So sometimes I still will make my own music because I enjoy the process so much, but other times I would not I wouldn't get videos out to you if I made the music for all my videos. So that is a neat element that I appreciate about their channel. Alex the Wizard. So, Des, just curious, how cold has it been where you are? So cold! So cold. Too cold. It's awful. God, last night it was really awful. Last night the wind was whipping like crazy. Like you could just hear it all around the house, like woo. It was brutal. And the temperatures I think last night were in the like negative teens, but with the wind chill it was like beyond. It was probably in the negative like 20s or 30s with the wind chill. I stayed inside. I was gonna go to the range and I'm like, nope. It was just too cold. I'll go shoot in the cold, but I like knowing that I'm gonna survive the experience, like with all of my fingers and other, and my appendages intact and functional and connected. So yeah. It's been really nasty out, though. I hate it. Alex the Wizard, we were supposed to get a wind chill of negative 40 today. Thankfully, it was only one positive single digits. Oh, wow. That is a lot more positive. Dang. Andrew, we would love to have you move to Texas. I can't promise you easy access to fried cheese curds, though. Oh, yeah, that would be a bummer. I do like fried cheese curds. I don't get them super often, though. Because they're really a gut bomb when you eat them, although hasn't stopped me before. But that was something unique to Wisconsin that I had only tried when I had first moved out here. I would love to live in Texas, though. Like, I visited Austin when I did that photo shoot, November? I think it was November. Or was it December? Either way, not too long ago. And I absolutely loved it. I had been to Texas before. I had been to El Paso, and I liked it a whole lot, but Austin that's somewhere I could totally see myself living. Now, if only I could move my entire family down with me, perfect. I would totally move down there. I wouldn't even think about it. Rickshaw says, good night, everyone. Got to go to bed early and get up early for work. Good night, Rickshaw. Thank you for joining us for a while. I hope you had an enjoyable time with our live stream. Okay, I am going to go check out the comments on the Hank Strange video now to see if some of them have started updating. Because I noticed one of the things that happened with the switch of integrating Google Plus into the comment system is that it just takes longer now for comments to update. It seems, at least, from my experience. Ooh, I'm seeing Blitz comments. All right, let's get going. We'll start the Blitz. Here we go. Neanderthor 66. FOD Blitz. AM Tank. Tom Hardy equals Bane. Yes! That's who it is. Tom Hardy. Ooh. I saw him in something else I liked too. Inception? Wasn't he in Inception? Anyway, I'm tangenting. I'm sorry. Tom Tom Hardy equals Bane. FOD Blitz. Blitzy Blitzer. First time blitzing. Woo! Well, thank you, AM Tank. Or Am Tank. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say your name. Eric K. Prepare to be invaded by the FOD T-Rex army. FOD Blitz. William Prophet. You have been blitzed by Lady Destiny's T-Rex army. 40 Cal Jeeper. FOD T-Rex army blitzkrieg. Open bracket. Insert wonky comment here. End bracket. Mark Parton. Blitz! Blitz! Show us your... wait. That was supposed to be for Yankee. It's the FOD Blitz! I see what you did there. And the 14-year-old in my head got a huge kick out of it. Prop Doctor 21564. Cool video. I'm here during Fate of Destinee's live chat. Smile. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Alrighty. The Krugad JY. Krugadji? Is that it? Am I saying that right? I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Showing Strange some love. FOD style. Emerald Knight. Hey, Hank, just to let you know, we are the FOD army, and you've just been blitzed. NSC85. SOD. FOD Blitz! Crazy face! That's one of the things that I get a huge kick out of with Hank is his crazy face that he does in, like, every picture ever. It's something like... or something awesome like that. It makes me laugh, but... yeah. Del Reed. No one can escape the FOD army. You have been blitzed. We came, we saw, we conquered. As always. Scottley Crew 77. I don't think you're strange, Hank. FOD Blitz forevers! Dang it, I feel so hip now. Viking Knight 2012. Today, after a long absence, FOD returns, and so we return. We come to Blitz! So if a comment's epic, I have to read it in an epic fashion, obviously. Okay, let me update. Let me see if there are any new ones since I started reading. Oh, there are totally new ones. Baller. Okay. Lena Cassane. The power of the Blitz flows out of the Ark, striking every heathen and melting the faces of the ones who dare desecrate such power. The hero screams to his companion, "Don't look! Keep your eyes shut!" FOD Blitz. Guess which movie? Raiders of the Lost Ark. I totally just blanked like an idiot because you put me on the spot. Gosh. But yeah. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is that right? I haven't seen that movie in a while, but still. Should be right. Right? Mr. Scoops 812. I am blitzed! Just kidding! So you need to be blitzed too! Courtesy of FOD. Tank. Bonus blitz! Tom Hardy will be Sam Fisher in an upcoming Splinter Cell movie. What? I don't even have words. That is like really? Seriously? Seriously? Please don't be joking. In about 16 minutes when this video ends, I'm gonna go on IMDb and I'm gonna verify this. So, if you're not telling me the truth, I'm gonna cry. Like, maybe even, like, a real tear might drop down my face, because that would be beyond epic, because, I'm basically in love with everything Tom Hardy does, and also everything Splinter Cell. So, might be a little bit too much epic for me to handle. Just kidding! There's nothing too epic for me to handle. Come on. Thor Deshane. Screw Sam Fisher! Mad Max! Seriously though, I really love those games. Those are some of my favorite games of ever. I love those and the Hitman games. Which, it's similar kind of gameplay style. Andrew, it isn't on IMDb yet. Okay, well, I'm gonna Google the heck out of it. So, just have that on your conscience, Andrew. Oh, Scott Messino is verifying. He's attached to star in Splinter Cell. Yes. Ah! That's awesome. That's super awesome. Thank you for making my night. Because that's all it takes. I'm really easy to entertain. My grandmother teases me. She says I'm a cheap date. Oh, let me go double check, see if there are any new ones on the FOD Blitz now. Ooh, yes, there are new ones. The Wizard. P.S. That is a super fun YouTube username, and that cracks me up. Again, easily entertained. FOD Blitz. I'm sorry. I'm not evil enough for a really good evil laugh. Sorry. But anyway, here's another one. I blitz you again! Yeah, again. Perhaps a little bit too enthusiastic with my horrible, horrible evil laugh. Guns for good. Blimey! You been blitzed, bro! FOD Blitz. Alright, let me refresh one more again. P.S. I'm totally jealous that he has a Tavor in the first place to be able to convert. The Wizard says, Raiders of the Lost Lost Ark. Yay! I win! What did I win? 2 internet points? Yeah! Bradley, I need that complete set, Indiana Jones. I have them, but they're, like, on VHS and at my mom's. So I only watch them whenever I go and visit my mom, which is sad. I really should get them on DVD at my place. It's on my to-do list now. Thank you. Alex the Wizard. Don't apologize, Des. That was awesome. I wonder if it helped that I have, like, this super masculine, like, sick voice. Which is... I'm not really okay with it, but I don't really have a choice. It's just low. I can't help it. Jesse Vanderhayden. That reminds me. I need to go finish Blacklist. Go finish it. It's good. I liked it. My opinion, there's my disclaimer. I liked it. So if you don't like it, well then you can't sue me because I said so. I gave you a disclaimer. It saves me. I just thought of something. Did you want to know a silly little fun trivia fact about me? The only time I acted in high school, apparently I must have impressed somebody because I got an award for it, but the only character I've ever played, I was the villain, the evil mastermind of the particular play in which I starred. So there you go, a little fun fact for you. That will help you absolutely not at all in your life. Thor to Shane, I gotta try getting my car running while it's up to -18 wind chill. Ooh, later. Good luck, man. Seriously, be careful and don't, like, hurt yourself because with wind, the wind and the chill the way it is, you could totally get, like, frostbite. So don't get frostbite because I would feel bad. Oh my gosh, I took cold medicine before I started doing this live stream so that I wouldn't be blowing my nose every, like, 20 minutes for you guys, but it doesn't seem to be working. And Thomas Armstrong, you were the Grinch, LMAO. No, I was not the Grinch. That's a male role anyway. Although, I suppose as far as acting goes, I've totally seen, you know, chicks play dudes and dudes play chicks. I mean, that's the fun of acting, is you get to do whatever. But Helena Kasane, the Star Wars trilogy is okay, but for the record, Han shot first! I don't care what anyone says! Of course he shot first. Totally. Duh. Is that really a question? Come on. But I love the Star Wars trilogy. But, well, let me qualify. I love the original trilogy, the 4, 5, and 6. Those are my favorites. When I was a kid, I went and I saw the 1, 2, and 3, or whatever that they released with, oh gosh, what's her name? I really like the actress. The one who plays Padme / Queen Amidala. I'm totally drawing a blank on her name. Somebody help me. Why am I kidding? I can picture her face in my head so well. I know she was in Black Swan. I know she plays the main lady love interest in the Thor. Why can't I think of her freaking name? I don't know. Well, Natalie Portman. Thank you. Thank you. Andrew says Natalie or Scott Messino, and Aaron Manning says Natalie Portman. Yes. Thank you. I really liked her in the role. I thought they were some pretty cool movies, but it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? I didn't find them as annoying as some people thought, but they just didn't live up to my epic imagination or memories of the original Star Wars. So I like to watch them all in a slew all together, all 6 of them, and just block out a weekend where I do nothing but Star Wars. I do the same thing with Lord of the Rings, and I do the same thing with X-Men. Yeah, I'm cool like that. But I don't know. What did you guys think? Were you really into those? Did you totally hate them, or somewhere in between? Aaron Manning, 1, 2, and 3 had too much CGI. You know, when I look back on them and seeing the CGI, CGI doesn't always age super well. So I look at it with less awe than when I saw them at the time. Because when they came out, I was a kid, and that was really exciting. You know, and CGI and puppets and special effects in general have a way of being a lot more impressive when you're a child. But, hold on a second. Sorry, still being sick. Andrew, I hate Jar Jar! He was... I don't know. I knew a lot of 5-year-olds who like Jar Jar. How's that? Okay. And Chris Rosebrock. Disappointing. Matt Grady, the original had the guys from the Indiana Jones crew helping, which is why they were so much better writing-wise. Hmm, really? That's interesting. Lena Kasane says, Charger... Oh, wait, this is part of a conversation that I'm missing out on. Dang it! I missed something. Oh, Jeff Pierpont. You should check out Superhero Beatdown. It has comic book characters fighting each other. Wolverine fought Batman. Not so good for Batman. I have seen a couple episodes of that, and I get a kick out of them. I don't always agree with them, but I'm a really big geek, so I can't help but having biases sometimes. But I get a kick out of the whole concept in the first place. Oh, Thomas Armstrong says, "Who did you play? My OCD is killing me. Hurry before I get it for using my superpower ADD." Well, it was a version of Robin Hood, and this particular version of Robin Hood, Prince John isn't the real villain. It's actually this character, Lady Merle, is the true villain. She's the one who orchestrates everything. She orchestrates putting Prince John on the throne to usurp the crown from King Richard. And I was Lady Merle, so that was me. It was a lot of fun. It was very silly. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I wish I would have done more plays in high school. I mean, I don't think you could pay me to go back and relive high school over. I hated it. I really did. But if I were in a circumstance where I had to redo high school, I would definitely be in more plays. That's something that I've missed in college too, or I haven't really done. It hasn't worked in my schedule to
to do plays. But theater acting is so much fun, and it lets you be somebody totally different, whoever you want, and just totally be that character. Not just acting, but like being that character, and it's so much fun. Yankee Marshall. I tried acting in high school, and I realized I was a much better writer than actor. Dude, it is harder than I ever gave it credit for. Like, once I started actually working for the role, because I did it on a whim, honestly. I had some stuff go on that just ended up and I wasn't anticipating it. It left a big gap in my schedule, and I was like, well, what the heck? I'll give it a shot. You know, what do I have to lose? And I had some friends who were really big in the drama department, or really active in the drama department, and they're like, Des, you totally have to do this. Des, you have to try it. You have to try it. And they've been trying for ages to get me involved, and I figured, what the heck? You know, I finished my XYZ tests, and I have a little bit more free time, and whatever. I'll give it a shot. And I ended up adoring it, and it was so much fun, and I worked really, really hard for it. I spent so much time, not just after school and on stage during practice, but at home. I would run through lines with my family, and it was fun. You know, you would think with all of that preparation and all that work that I'd done for that particular role in high school that I'd have an idea of how to act like for videos, but that totally is not a crossover at all, because on stage I got to be this wonderful, grand, exciting, different character, and I had costumes and everything, but when I'm in videos, it's just me. So if somebody doesn't like a character on stage, well, they don't like the character. It's like, oh god, they're a bad guy and I don't like them. Ugh, hiss, boo. But with me in a YouTube video, it's just me. So if you don't like me, you don't like me. And at first, it's totally an eye-opener, because you get people, like the trolls who just want to be negative, just to be negative. And you'll get people who aren't trolls, but who just plain don't like you. And there's nothing that you can do to say or act or do things in a different way to convince them otherwise. They've just decided they don't like you. Like, if you watch my YouTube videos, within the first few minutes, there will be, like, somewhere between 10 to 15 people who dislike my videos, like, immediately. They just plain don't like what I'm doing, regardless of how different the video is, or what I have to say or don't have to say, or how I like to portray something. They just plain don't like me. But I'm totally okay with that now. When I first started, like, the first, 6 months I made videos, I was like, what even is this? I don't even know you. Why do you hate me so much that you want to kill me? Why would you say that? But I learned very quickly that not to take things personal. And I'm pretty good at, just letting things roll off my shoulder anyway. I mean, you've been on some live streams where my dad gives me a hard time the entire live stream. And that's just, that's our lives. As my family, we make fun of each other, and that's okay. But, that was part of the experience for me. Transitioning, I guess, from stage to video. It's very different. And I guess, I don't know if that matters to you, but that the live streams, you see me just being me, raw and unedited and awkward and all of my socially inept glory. But because you guys have been so patient with me and so much fun, every live stream we've been doing these for months now, and I totally enjoy the time that I spend with you guys. It's very much interacting with friends for me. So thank you for taking time out of your crazy schedules to chat with me for an hour and a half. But it is about that time to wrap things up. So I will see you during the week at youtube.com/FateofDestinee and thearmsguide.com every day. And I hope to see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel at new.livestream.com/FateofDestinee at 7 p.m. Central Time. It has been a lovely chat. Thank you for putting up with me being all sick and gross and everything. But hopefully I am on the mend, gradually getting better. So I'll see you next week, and hopefully I won't be so snuffle-up-a-guess. Bye, guys.